Now, I have to admit that when it comes to certain things in physics, I am the lamest layman that there is, because some of this stuff I don't understand, and I'm not a chemist, I'm not a physicist, so this is amazing news to me. I don't know how true this is, but I am willing to hope that this is a real thing. Apparently, for the first time ever on planet Earth, we have metal hydrogen. Wrap your minds around that for just a few moments. A material, atomic metallic hydrogen, was created by Thomas D. Cattett, a professor of natural sciences. Isaac Silver, and postdoctorate fellow Raymond Dias. In addition to helping scientists answer fundamental questions about the nature of matter, the material is theorized to have a wide range of applications, including room temperature superconductors. So we could, if this actually pans out and we can keep hydrogen in thin metal strips, we could have wiring that's inside these, in the chips there is basically no lag between the front end of the chip to the end part of the chip. It completes the circuit with no resistance whatsoever. Because what I do know about electronics, though, is in wiring and whatever, there is some resistance there. That's why when we have our chips and the computers, that's why they get so hot, is because all those wires heat up. If there's no resistance, those chips can be even smaller, faster, and with no heat resistance.
So what you're saying is it's irresistible.
Well, I have that music video in my head.
it just kind of did give me that wink, say, hey, come on over here, big boy. But now, to create it, they squeezed a tiny bit of hydrogen, 495 gigapascals. I'm not sure how big that is. It's probably way smaller than human hair. More than 71 million pounds per square inch was squeezed. Now, that's greater than the pressure that's at the center of the Earth. At those extreme pressures, Sylvia explained that the solid molecule hydrogen, which consists of molecules on the lattice sites of the solid, breaks down, and the tiny bound molecules dissociate to transform to atomic hydrogen, which is a metal. Now, what they don't know, is, from what I understand, is because even though they've made this into a metal, they don't know what's going to happen if they take the pressure off. Will it remain a metal at that point, or does there have to contain all that pressure on it constantly? We don't know yet.
Right. Remember, it's in a diamond device.
Yeah, they used a diamond device to squeeze this down, which is really kind of cool too. Kind of your thoughts?
Yeah, well, the diamond device, though, is specially created because usually they've tried to do this a lot, and the diamonds would fissure or crack because there's leakage.
Right.
And so they actually, I found an article which was saying, do we have hydrogen, metallic hydrogen or not? The problem with this is they've only done this once, and there's only one sample. Mm-hmm. They only have one data point, a single measure of the reflectivity of the sample under high pressure. So it could this, they're saying it looks like it's metallic hydrogen, but is that just because the surface is reflective? And could it be something else? There's an alumina coating that they used on the diamonds to prevent the hydrogen from leaking into the crystal diamond and making it brittle. So there's, and again, but this isn't bad. This is science doing what scientists are supposed to do. They're looking at it and say, you only have one study, you only have one sample, we don't even know yet what this is. Right. And so they're being critical. They're thinking, it's not that they don't want it to be a solution. They're just saying, well, these are the reasons that we're concerned about it.
Right. Now there is speculation that this is, if it's compressed down and if they could use it the way it is, it might even be able to be a rocket fuel. From what I'm here on the page here. Now that would be really awesome if it can stay compressed down and we can use it for that.
Your tiny engines.
Yeah, very tiny engines. We don't have to have these big, bulky pieces of shit engines. Although I guarantee you, even if we did, we're able to make smaller engines to do that, we would still probably use the larger ones just because we're going to be pushing a lot of shit out into space and we're going to be going out even further. So we're going to take a lot of fuel one way or the other. And
I
hydrogen.
think what they were saying, I'm sorry, I think that whole thing about the fuel is it's something that they could reconstitute along the way.
Well, they're hoping if we can find water in space or a source of water, we can make the fuel out there.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
And hydrogen is one of the most basic elements of the entire universe. You can find it pretty much everywhere. It's like the 7-Eleven of atoms out there.
It's the first chemical. It's the first hydrogen. Is the first one. The things it could be used for are really, the applications are pretty amazing. I mean, superconductors, because normally superconductors have to be coated to be nearly absolute zero in temperature. And so if this is room temperature, like you're saying, this room temperature, heat and friction is what breaks those things down. There's a more complete transfer of electricity. Yep. This has been they call it in this article, it's the Holy Grail, but it kind of is. I guess it's like 100 years now that they've been talking about this and saying this is they're hypothesizing that this could be. Am I using that word right? This is
kind of like the Higgs boson. It's something that they figured they could do for a very long time, it's like 80 years. They figured they could do it, but they just haven't had. They just now getting the technology that's enabling them to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't get this by praying for it.
No.
Yeah. The other things that could be magnetically levitating high-speed trains could be more possible, and electric cars could be more efficient.
Oh, yeah.
So those are some of the practical.
Could you imagine let's just say, if this can be a fuel source, could you imagine this being put into cars, this being actually run on actual hydrogen for this then?
No, the hydrogen fuel cells would now become, if they could make something that's a stable, solid, the hydrogen fuel cell would make the battery look like the first cell phone.
Horse and buggy.
Yeah.
But I mean, considering the fact is that the batteries in cars now, I mean, they basically take up the whole undercarriage of the car.
Yeah. I mean, you get a metal hydrogen battery, it'd be like a 9-volt size battery that you plug into your car.
Instead of oh God, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. That'd be awesome. I mean, could you imagine that? And cell phones could run on a battery probably the size of a watch battery, maybe. Like I said, I don't know that much about this. I don't know if this is actually possible. It needs to be more. It needs to be tested out more. But if it does pan out, the applications are amazing.
I'm so glad to see the other side. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think it's like transparent aluminum. I think Scotty came back from the future, showed somebody, and it's like, here it is. It's possible. Now you figure out how to do it.
How do you know that didn't invent it?
Yeah, I did read it on that and a while back, and actually we can make any aluminum transparent with a little bit of heat. So it's already here. It's been here for years. So. Anyone have any last thoughts on this?
Like I say, most technology is something that just was a pie in the eye idea for like a science fiction show.
Yeah.
That somebody like, well, what if we could actually do that? I mean, whoever theorized this probably saw it on Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
we should try to actually do that.
That's not far removed from the truth, because the cell phones that we have today,
Star Trek, yeah,
inspired by Star Trek, exactly.
Communicators, yeah. That's what I loved about my first Razor. I had a pink Razor, and I'm like, this is like communicator. Beam me up, Scotty.
Oh, I had like the first Motorola flip phone that looked like the Star Trek communicator.
Yeah,
you can actually buy a connector device that connects up to your regular cell phone, and then you can do that. I saw a review on one that recently, and it's actually pretty good. And you can actually can't even tell you that you're on the communicator. So, although it does kind of look kind of really geeky. But who cares? You're looking like really like, hey, I'm just stepped out of the fucking spaceship.
Well, that's the funny thing is the thing that looks like a communicator is now considered old technology.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny how that works out?
Well, that's how the new Star Trek, they just their badges were the communicator.
Yeah, exactly. And there was one like that for that as well. There's a communicator that looks like that. It's a little
and really, the Apple Watch is almost that.
That's more Dick Tracy than I would say than it's Star Trek. But
except for no camera yet.
Yet. Wait for it. It's coming.
I love Star Trek.
Yeah.